Most of us do not get enough sleep, and that affects us more than we think. This is something that I personally struggled with for many years in the past until I decided to drastically change my sleep schedule. I used to think, well, I'll sleep when I'm dead, but right now I have to work and I'll just keep on keeping on. And that is generally the prevailing opinion of hustle culture that has also become relatively popular in these past few years. A lot of the hustle gurus champion working 16-hour days or promoting that you need to work 24/7, 365 days a year, otherwise how can you expect to be successful? So guilt tripped by others telling us what it takes to be successful, we sacrifice our sleep for the sake of productivity and for pursuing our future goals. Deep down inside we know that this isn't sustainable, but we don't really question it, because if other successful people have done it and they talk to us about it in their books and their videos, why can't we do the same? There's more to success than just working to physical and mental exhaustion, rinse and repeat, but that is a topic for another video entirely. So the questions arise, how does sleep, or rather lack thereof, affect our productivity, and what steps can we take to better our sleep patterns in order to boost our productivity? What insufficient sleep does to your body? It's safe to say that most people understand that a lack of sleep affects our work performance to some degree, but we are often not aware just how much a lack of sleep affects us. Many studies have been conducted around sleep and what happens to us when we don't get enough of it. Several studies say that a lack of sleep can lead to compromised memory, a lack of alertness, a decrease in our ability to make good decisions, as well as our problem-solving skills being decreased as well. A lack of sleep can also make you moody, adding to stress and anxiety during the day. You're also more likely to be sleepy during the day, which affects your waking hours productivity. It therefore also becomes increasingly more difficult to focus, to stay vigilant, and to pay attention to the tasks at hand. This also reduces your reaction time, which makes you more prone to making mistakes during working hours. This then reduces any progress made by working extra hours, whereas if you worked a little less but slept a bit more and actually got enough rest, you could have worked better and made even more progress. This then should tell us that working more does not necessarily equate to making more progress. In fact, it could very well have the opposite effect. We therefore need to become less like dictators towards ourselves and be more kind towards ourselves and listen to what our bodies actually need. However, a lot of people try and combat the sleepiness that they feel during the day with caffeine or something else to make them feel more awake. And you may actually be surprised at how bad that is for you. According to sleepeducation.org, caffeine is a type of drug that promotes alertness. Usually, after you drink a cup of coffee, you feel more awake. These types of drugs are known as stimulants. Caffeine acts as an adenosine receptor antagonist. Adenosine is essentially a substance in your body that promotes sleepiness. Caffeine then blocks the adenosine receptor, thereby keeping you from feeling sleepy. This then gives us the fluctuations of awareness followed by drowsiness after we consume caffeine. Our bodies still need enough sleep to function. Taking in more caffeine merely suppresses our sleepiness or drowsiness during the day, not replacing our need for a good night's rest. Excessive use of caffeine can seriously disrupt your sleeping patterns and schedule and mess with your REM sleep. How much sleep do we actually need? So that may bring us to the next question. How much sleep then do we actually need in order to function properly? This isn't necessarily a very complex question. A lot of us know that adults generally need between 7 and 9 hours of sleep per night. However, some of us can function with a little bit less, maybe 6 hours, and some of us might need as much as 10 hours of sleep a night. You will need to judge that for yourself and assess how much sleep do you actually need in order to function properly. If you are unsure about whether the amount of sleep you are getting is enough for you, ask yourself these questions. Do you rely on caffeine to get you through the day? Do you have a dedicated sleep schedule and do you stick to it regularly? Do you feel drowsy during the daytime? Do you feel happy and healthy with your current sleep schedule? Do you wake up in a good or bad mood? Do you feel like your productivity is suffering? If you feel comfortable in answering these questions and afterwards feel like you're getting enough sleep, then your sleep schedule is good for your body. If not, it may be a good time to relook at your sleep schedule and see what you can do to improve it. How to fall asleep better to improve your quality of sleep. So now that we have covered why sleep is important and some of the negative side effects associated with not getting enough sleep, let us now focus on how to improve our quality of sleep and how to fall asleep faster. This will then help us to become more productive during our waking hours, as well as give us a whole host of health benefits associated with sleeping better. Most of the health benefits that we get from getting enough sleep is essentially the opposites of the negative side effects of not getting enough sleep. Some things to note. In order to improve your quality of sleep, it is recommended that you don't consume caffeine after 2 p.m. as caffeine has a half-life of between 5 and 7 hours and if consumed later can mess with your REM sleep. It is recommended that you don't use your phone an hour before you go to sleep and for the first 40 minutes to an hour after you've just woken up, as the blue light from your phone messes with your body's ability to prepare for sleep, as it blocks out a hormone called melatonin, which is produced when it's dark and helps your body to fall asleep. While you can use a blue light filter or function on your phone to block out some of those effects of the blue light, it is recommended that you just don't use your phone for the last hour of the day. Some of the things you can do to better prepare for and go to sleep faster are to create a sleep schedule and stick to it as much as possible so that your body can get used to the schedule. Reading a book before bed. A physical book or Kindle is best as it eliminates the blue light before bed. Listening to soothing music or having soothing music playing in the background. It helps you to de-stress and relax, making it easier to fall asleep. You can even listen to some ASMR like rain sounds, sounds of waves, or even nature can work wonders for some. Meditation before bed. Relaxing your muscles and focus on breathing deeply can prepare your body for sleep. Some light stretches before you go to bed can relax some of your muscles, decrease your stress and make you fall asleep much easier. Those are just some of the ways that you can relax your body, decrease stress and increase your chances of falling asleep faster. However, if you've done all those steps and you're still lying in bed and struggling to fall asleep, this last tip can really help you. If I'm lying in bed and I am aware that I'm struggling to fall asleep, I generally notice that my face is scrunched up. So I try and relax all the muscles in my face, focusing on each and every individual muscle. After that is done, I try and relax all the rest of the muscles in my body, generally starting from my feet and going up to my head. If you find this hard to do, try and visualize yourself floating on water or sinking into sand. As you focus on relaxing your muscles, you'll generally fall asleep quite fast. It may seem weird at first, but that's because we're going to struggle to fall asleep if all our muscles are tensed. So focusing on relaxing it takes our mind off the fact that we're not asleep yet and focuses more on relaxing our bodies. Hopefully following these steps will help you to fall asleep much faster and also improving your quality of sleep. Well guys, that does it for this video. I hope that by following these tips you have a better night's rest and that from that you are able to live a more happy and fulfilling life. Till next time guys, bye bye.